Hey everybody, and welcome to the Fishy Matrix. Drew couldn't make it tonight, so Gina's filling in for him.
Yeah, hi. Glad to do it. It's always fun. I just got off work, so I'm still winding down. Forgot to take my hair down, but that's okay.
So
So how are
let's
you?
see. You're still at Petco, huh?
No, today was my last day.
Today was your last day at
I
Petco.
am free.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you've been doing your training at Marine Solutions already, right?
Yes. Yeah. On my off days, I've been at Marine Solutions. So my first official full-time day is Monday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. My
I'm
last day
glad
I
everything is
worked.
working out for you with all that.
Yes, it's so exciting. Um, let's see, the last shift I worked was yesterday at Marine Solutions, and that was my first time actually like helping customers and all that. It's hard going from knowing where every single fish is to knowing like not even what we have in stock. Like that's what's holding me back right now from like answering
Right?
questions on the phone and helping customers. They're like, "Oh, do you have this?" And I'm like, "Oh, let's go look."
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard learning a whole new store and everything. Jeez, buddy. People don't quite realize that when you're working in retail. I mean, you were at Petco for 7 years, you said?
Yep, just hit my 7-year anniversary.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Mountaintop Fish, how you doing? B Whizzle, how you doing?
Whizzle! I've been hopping on his streams sometimes too, him and Hippie John.
Nice. Yeah, I've been watching them. I haven't been able to watch a whole lot of stuff because I've just been working so much, but
Yeah.
I kept as much as I can.
Lady Diane!
Lady Diane's here. Oh, there it is. I was saying, it took a second for it to load on the StreamYard side. Making dinner. Well, that's awesome. I hope you're having something good. I found some really, really cool plants today at Home Depot.
Nice.
I found another variety of blueberries that has like pink leaves and all that. It was really, really cool looking. And
You?
then when I stumbled upon a pink lemonade blueberry. So it's a blueberry that's actually like a pink red color when it's ripe versus blue.
Oh, yeah.
And my sister had a couple starter like black raspberries, so I grabbed some of those. And then I hit another Home Depot, and then I found a starter plant for golden raspberries, so I have some of those now. And I got starter plants for red currants as well. So
Yeah.
I'm getting all my berries together because I love berries, and then I'll
Yeah.
eventually get back into making meat again, having all my own berries and stuff too.
Yeah. So do you plant them in the ground or do you keep them in pots outside?
I put them in the ground if they can go in the ground. So I started the gooseberry bush last year in a pot, and it got a little bit bigger, and I just planted it in the ground earlier today, so get nice and big this year. I finally figured out exactly where I wanted it to go, because now that I have plans with the getting the excavator and everything with my brother-in-law and all that, I've been kind of planning out exactly where the pond is going to go. And so then it's like, okay, so I can put the bush here right next to the elderberries that are growing, and it'll kind of have the other pond and stuff, or with the pond and everything too. It'll look really, really good. I'm super excited.
I tried growing tomatoes last year, but I kept them in pots. I didn't plant them in the ground. And again, this year I'm late doing it, so I haven't even started them yet. But I also got seeds for ground cherries that I was going to try.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I just love the little paper lantern look that they have, and then they fall on the ground. I'm just more excited for that full cherries.
Yeah. So we got James B here, Lady Diane, Fish Tropic Canada, or Canadian flag. It shows Canada on StreamYard. It just says Canada twice. Fish Tropic had an interesting stream earlier going on different rant about stuff, so it was interesting. How's it going, Michelle E? Great to see people in here. Yeah, I'm really excited this year. Like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a whole big garden again this year because I just don't really have the time to like tend to it. But you know, berry bushes are relatively easy, and the raspberries are, you know, raspberries pretty much do their own thing too. Same with like blackberries and all that. And I already have a bunch of blackberries and stuff, so I'm really excited to just get berries everywhere. And
do you have a problem with squirrels eating them?
Yeah, kinda.
Gotcha. Oh, Lady Di says tomatoes go in after Mother's Day, so I'm not late. Good. I can start them now.
Start tomatoes later, and whenever you start tomatoes, bury them like really, really deep, because the tomato plant is covered in those little bitty hairs, and everywhere where there's those little hairs, those hairs can turn into roots. So you plant it like super deep, and it gets really, really deep root system, and you get a really nice big plant.
That's some good advice. I'll have to do it because I found that with last year is that they like barely rooted, and I had to like tie them up against the fence and stuff to keep them from falling over.
Yeah, I mean, you still need to do that. You still need to put them in like one of those like cages or something like that, because a tomato is technically a vine, but we grow it vertically because, I mean, who wants to? The tomatoes can't really ripen on the ground, so
right. Or you grow them upside down in those little topsy-turvy things.
Yeah. Like I got a hanging basket that I put strawberries in because strawberries will just spread like crazy. So I put it in a hanging basket so I can keep it more controlled.
I tried that too one year, a couple years ago, but it just, with the heat and everything, I just couldn't keep up watering it. So maybe I'll just have to do something with like more of a, what is that, perlite that you add into the soil to help retain water?
Well, actually, perlite helps the water like drain through it more.
Oh, okay.
It's the opposite.
Well, whatever the stuff is to help retain water, I guess I'll need to add some of that.
If you want to help retain water, you want to add like some sphagnum moss.
Oh, okay.
Or, like some peat moss. It's something like that that's going to be more like spongy or whatever. And actually, strawberries are really good with that. They grow in like really nice, moist like soil. They'll grow in low spots. Like they're fine.
I'll have to try that.
But man, this is a fish stream, and we haven't been talking about really much fish at all.
You know what's funny though is that a lot of fish people garden also, because you already know like nitrogen and all that stuff for aquarium plants and stuff. So people just apply it to gardening. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's like I had a fish tank growing up, but I actually was more into the gardening and all that. And it wasn't until I was like really introduced into planted aquariums and all that I got all of a sudden like way back into fish keeping and like super into fish keeping, because I got like way into the aquascaping portion of it and the growing of the plants, and now I'm getting into reefing and I want to get corals and all that. And you bought me some corals today, huh?
Yep, yours are floating right now. Yep. We got you all kinds of stuff. Woo.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's the 20% off sale.
I was in that Petco the other day buying some more rocks. And
were you?
I saw that you had that sale going on, and it's like, man, I wish I had my saltwater tank set up.
Must have been yesterday, because the sale started yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You must have just had some specific corals or whatever that were on sale before.
Oh yeah. So, and the assorted soft corals that they send, like half of them are toadstools, and nobody ever wants them. So yeah, I wrote on the tank that all the toadstools were half off.
Oh, okay.
It's like more than half of the softies in that tank are toadstools.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually 2 of them. I got you a long polyp and I got you a green polyp.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
To add some color and to add some movement. And then a white Kenya tree, which is right there. And then your feather duster is right there.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that feather duster. I was super happy that I was able to get the footage of it doing its little feather thing.
Yep.
That video that I made.
It's really cool. You just can't do it on purpose too often. It will make them upsetty spaghetti and they'll end up dying.
Well, yeah, I don't want to do it on purpose, but it was really cool that I was just able to catch that.
Yeah.
I was able to catch a lot of really cool things when we went to Marine Solutions. And,
I'm so excited to be there regularly and post more shorts and stuff of all the cool stuff that we get in. I'm so excited for it.
Oh, right.
It's a whole nother world. Like, I thought I knew a decent
amount of mugs are in. You can get yours on my team.
Yeah, I'll have to order one. And a new sticker.
And the new sticker. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, I say they had shark eggs and stuff, and whenever I worked last weekend, and then I went in yesterday, and they all sold. So it's just like things that I didn't think that I could order because it wouldn't sell. Like, it's a whole nother world at that store. We can order whatever we want, and somebody's gonna be out there to buy it.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I end up failing with the egg hatching or whatever, maybe I can just get cuttlefish directly from Marine Solutions because I know he can get them.
If they're available, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, today Tidal Gardens had their frag show, and I was watching that at work too, kind of in between helping customers. And there's a lot of. I'm so excited to just dive right into it. Order all the things. Yes, it sucks. I'm running out of space, so I can't buy all the things, but I can interact with them at work.
Right. Yeah, you only have limited space.
Yeah.
Might have to start a whole nother reef tank.
Darn it. That's what our at work is. Start another one. Oh yeah, let's just start another one. Okay. Let's see. Thought you started Monday. Yeah, so I officially start full-time Monday, but I've been on my days off at Petco. I've been starting to work at Marine Solutions. So like starting the training, learning the register system, getting a feel for everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I when I was out at Home Depot too, I went and I bought another pond liner. So I'm getting everything lined up. And when I was out there planting some stuff in my yard, like I mowed my backyard and really cleaned out all like the extra like vegetation around my old pond, and found like that in that area there's just a whole bunch of like river stone pebble things that are like this big and like, you know, like that thick or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they're like perfect or whatever, to where I'll just collect all that up and add it to the other big flat stones or whatever, and I have stones to go all the way around the pond now. So it's just like I can just keep finding all these cool things.
It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
I would have taken off. I thought about it, and what sucks is that my birthday is coming up, and Nathan, my fiance, actually asked off that whole weekend. And I'm like, I can't ask off a whole weekend. And I just started this job, but we'll work around it. I will figure out what we're gonna do. But no, they really need help, so that's why I wanted to start right away. Is because they really need help. What is better, the LCD digital aquarium thermometer? Oh, what?
I don't quite understand the question. But yeah, Diane, I would have taken 2 weeks off as well, and that's what I did. I took my my PTO with Pet Supplies Plus, and then right at the end of my PTO, I walked in and I said I quit. I'm not coming back. And then I started at Schwann's. So
yeah, I thought about it because I do have PTO, and Petco will pay out up to 40 hours if you have accumulated PTO, but I had over. So the last couple of weeks I've been putting in PTO for my days off. And I thought about it with that payoff check, just taking a week off. But no, we're also needing a lot of money. Like we just paid off Nathan's car with our tax return. So money's a little short. It would be nice to have just the extra money.
Yep. I agree. I understand that. How's it going, Ian Atkins, Nature Aquariums, and Christopher Medeiros? Great. We got a dancing bird.
We got a dance.
So, one of my Schwann's customers has a female Quaker parrot. I'm not quite sure how old she is, but she was talking to me the last time I was out her house, which was just under 2 weeks ago. I'm going to end up seeing her sometime again this coming week. I don't remember what day. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. She wants to sell me her Quaker parrot with the big cage and all that stuff or whatever. And I'm kind of thinking about it. She only wants $150 for the whole setup with the bird. And it's like Quaker parrots are quite expensive when you buy them. And I mean, especially males, not so much the females per se, but still the cage itself is probably at least $150. She's basically giving me the bird for free.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Atkins,
okay. Tropic asked the question, and I kind of forgot to mention it. Yeah, Biz is out. His mom is still in the hospital, I think, but she's getting a lot better, and some of his extended family came into town, and they went to the hospital. They're doing a whole lot of other stuff, so I mean, I always say, like, family comes first, and like he feels the same way. Like, so he's hanging out with his family, doing his thing, because I mean, he's had so much stuff going on. So I mean, he definitely needs to hang out with his family. I totally get it. So that's why Gina's here and filling in. I mean, I was probably gonna have Gina on tonight anyway, whether Biz was here or not. So
yeah,
which is good. LCD digital aquarium thermometer. Oh, what is a good LCD digital aquarium thermometer, or are they all junk? Now I kind of understand.
So there is a digital one that a lot of people use in saltwater. It's made by Hannah Checkers. It's going to be more expensive though, but I have had no problems with the ones that Petco sell, the Imaginarium ones with the probe that you just put in and then you turn it on and it tells you what the temperature is.
What's up, MNC Aquatics and Lunatic Fringe? Chewy, always great to have you here. So, I mean, you can always get an LCD digital aquarium thermometer. You just want to make sure that the thermometer, like the reader, is inside the actual water itself. Then it should be pretty accurate. But I think if you want the most accurate reading, you want to get one of those like laser thermometer things or whatever that you just shoot right at the water. It'll tell you like exactly what the temperature is in a matter of a second or two.
Right.
Don't miss Biz too bad. He's better off. Yeah, he's better off with his family for sure.
Yeah. Especially to see a family that's out of town. You don't see family that's out of town too often.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have an old Ashcroft thermometer in one of my tanks. Biz who?
Biz who? Oh my God! Don't be rude.
No, that's just new local Austin. That's just who he is,
Okay.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. No, it's nice to have a break, and I don't mind filling in. I always have fun. Good fun with.
I just wish I could get paid to just garden and things like that. Like, so I went to my when I went to my sister and brother-in-law's house with her family and all that. They were gone. They all went to go see the new what is it? It's something of Dumbledore or whatever, the new Harry Potter movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I went over to their house to get the black raspberry starter plants.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't actually know that, but apparently black raspberries are native to Missouri. I think that's really cool.
Nice.
But when I was there, they had made a whole bunch of changes since the last time I had been there. And I'm so happy with every single one of the changes that they make. So my sister bought the house that I pretty much grew up in most of my life. Like I was born in one house that was in the Bridgeton Airport buyout. And like I was only there for like 9 months to a year of my life. And in this brick house in Overland, I lived like, gosh, for like 18 years or whatever, you know? So,
hey, vibes. What's up?
They bought it and they started turning it into this whole homestead. So they have like chickens now, and they had turkeys last year, and they're probably going to get turkeys again this year for, Thanksgiving and Christmas again.
Cool.
And,
that's awesome.
But they've been like adding so much like more gardening areas, and the whole thing with the getting the excavator to dig out my pond, like they're going to be digging out their pond. And so like I was looking at the area that they plan to do their pond, because they're wanting my consultation and all that too. And so I was just kind of there looking at it and scoping it out, and I'm just like sitting there, like kind of talking to myself, like, I'm assuming we want to keep the concrete ring where it is and just kind of build the pond into that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure exactly what they want to do, but there's this one area of the house kind of in between where the house and the garage was, where there was this like concrete and stone ring that was like all just like built in, and it was like a flower bed that had like a lamp post in the middle of it. It was really cool, but they started tearing it all up, and I'm kind of excited for what they're going to do with it. But I was looking at one of these chunks of the stone and the concrete or whatever, and I was like, oh man, it's heavy as hell, but that's pretty much the start of a reef right there.
Right? Oh my God, yeah.
And but it's so interesting how many changes they're making to the house that I grew up at. But it's so cool. And I just my sister doesn't work. My brother-in-law has basically 2 jobs, but he does his other jobs is pretty much part-time and does mainly landscaping now. And so while he's doing all the landscaping for other people, then he goes back and does more landscaping at the house and all that. And it's just so cool what they're doing to it. And I just keep telling them that they need to start a YouTube channel and stuff. But
right,
they have an Instagram, and I think they have a special like Facebook as well. But it's called like the Warren Homestead, if anybody was interested in seeing some of that stuff.
There's a homestead channel I follow on YouTube, White House on the Hill. They're actually they're in Missouri also, but they're closer to like Kansas City. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, they're right there, like Ashby and Midland. It's crazy. And they want to get goats, and then just not just have their goats, but then rent their goats out to family and friends and neighbors and all that. I don't know if you know about goats, but goats eat all the pesky weeds and everything that are in your yard, and they leave all the grass alone. So they help build like a really nice turf and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll kind of trim up your grass a little bit, but they won't kill your grass like sheep will. And
Right.
so they're just nice natural lawnmowers. And yep, Vibes is telling everybody to remember to smash that like button. Of course, don't forget to smash the like button. Why would you be here watching if you didn't like what you were watching?
Hey,
Mississippi Happy
make
Fishies and Mika M. Great to see you.
Mississippi hippie. But yeah, what else is new with you? So besides gardening projects, any other projects?
I've just been kind of thinking about I want to like do my sump and stuff for my saltwater tank. I went to 2 Home Depots today, and both times I forgot to look for one of those glass cutting tools.
Oh yeah.
So I there's so many places I could go and look for them or whatever. I just keep forgetting to do it because I got my extra like tanks and stuff that I want to break down and use those to make the different chambers for my sump on my 20 long.
That's a good idea.
And, just kind of do one of those like things with the water flow.
Mm-hmm.
And then have some areas stuffed with like sponge, some other areas stuffed with more rock.
Yeah.
Some other area that's just filled with a whole bunch of moss. Or not moss, macroalgae.
Yeah.
And then another section that has the UV sterilizer. And then suck it back up into the tank.
Vinoski, hey.
Vinoski Fish Koto. It's a party when they show up.
Yeah, I think Misfit just had a live stream because he's working on a video showing how to cut glass. So good timing.
Yeah, I still haven't actually watched it, but he did make that video, so I have to watch it. I'm just want to get all my stuff together before I actually watch it.
Right. Yeah, the glass cutter.
The lady with the Quaker parrot, she has always clipped the wings.
Okay.
And I don't want to do that. So I want to ask her, I guess, how old the parrot is, how long she's been, caring for it and clipping the wings and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't know what the difference in poop size between a Quaker parrot and a parakeet as well.
Yeah, I say because that's the same with Marco. Her wings have always been clipped. Her he was never let out, so her muscles have atrophied. So I don't clip her wings. So whenever she gets spooked, she'll kind of jump and fly, but she doesn't purposely, like how your bird free flies and goes wherever it wants. She doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But with you having a flighted bird, that might motivate the new Quaker to try to fly. So just build the muscles back up.
And do you know anything about like if I were to, say let the Quaker and my parakeet out at the same time, like would that be potentially dangerous between the Quaker and the parakeet? Or
it could. There's always a potential for fights, even for birds that are used to being out and around each other. There's always potential for fights, so you just have to be prepared to separate them if you need to break up the fight.
Yeah.
It's almost like a bird string, and I love it.
I have a flaky heater for my 20 long. Any ideas for something that would hold up? I mean, you can spend as much money as you want. Eheim makes good, expensive stuff or whatever, But honestly, like I've bought the Aquarium heaters, the automatic ones that are just like pre-programmed, and then the ones that you can adjust as well. and I haven't lost a single one of them yet. You know, I've lost other ones. Like I bought I believe it was actually a Fluval one. It was like a little bitty like micro Fluval heater that was like plastic that said it was like, you know, fully submersible. You could even bury it under the substrate, you know, all these different blah, blah, blah things or whatever, to where I buried it under the substrate in the tank. And like, 5 months into it, like I'm doing like a water change or whatever, and I put my hand in the water and I get a really good buzz. And so I ended up like unplugging the heater and all that, because the heater was like it pretty much had like gone out.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy, like the betta that was inside the tank seemed to be acting fine or whatever. It's like I don't know how they can deal with that.
So that actually happened at work a couple years ago. The very last section, same thing. So we had mice in the store, and the mice had actually chewed the cord for either the pump or the heater or something. So it was electrifying the whole tower. Drew, who was my aquatic specialist at the time, was scrubbing algae, and he said that he is when an arm touched the side and grounded him. That's when he felt the shock. So I think it's because the fish aren't grounded. That's why it doesn't shock them.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. What's cracking? Drew,
a lot of
Drew, you have the link if you wanted to pop in and say hi. But, great to see you here. I hope everything's going well with your family.
Oh, Fishy Biz popped in. But yeah, it looks like Scott's came in, Dennis came in, Misfit, Degenerate Fish Keeper.
Oh yeah, Degenerate Fish Keeper's here. Dennis Christensen, Scott's Aquatic, Scotty Aquatic. But yeah, somebody else said the Fluval titanium. Yeah, the titanium was junk. Yep.
Yeah. If you want to, if you don't mind spending extra money, you can always go to Bulk Reef Supply and get one of those titanium heaters. I always go a step up in wattage from what your tank is. So whatever it's rated, I go a step up.
Vibes Aquatics and Brooklyn Bell are here too. Great to see you guys. But yeah, I totally agree with you on that, and that was something that I forgot to say as well. I always buy a bigger heater than what they recommend for such and such tank. So if I have a 20-gallon tank, I'm putting a heater rated for a 30 or 40-gallon aquarium in that tank. Just, better safe than sorry. Heaters are the least reliable piece of equipment that you have in your aquarium, because you're literally putting an electrical device inside your aquarium and expecting it to work without getting any water inside itself. With the minerals eventually just erode the dang thing anyway.
Well, and I find with any electronic, you run it at max capacity, it's gonna burn out faster.
Well, right, exactly. Max capacity versus running it and I'm only heating this little bit of water.
I'm only running
much more efficient.
Versus, 80%. Yeah.
We had an aquarium club in middle school, and we got to maintain the 125-gallon tank. Man, that's incredible. I never saw a 125 when I was in middle school. One day we saw all the fish kind of leaning on a 45-degree angle. Stuck my hand in the tank and my teeth lit up.
Oh no. Remember, kids, electricity can kill. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the wattage that'll kill you, it's the amperage. Bunny Viper. Ivy's in the house.
Bunny has a bird too. She has an African gray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have an African gray. I remember that.
I'll be lurking. You do you, Bunny.
I got to think where I would put. I guess I could probably put the Quaker parrot over there. Oh, hi. I have a spot I could probably put the Quaker parrot. So, and it's one of those like cages that is like on a built-in stand already, so it's already like pretty much cat safe.
Oh gosh, my keyboard. Yeah, like that, like a giant cage.
Yeah,
is the biggest one that Petco sells.
Yeah, it's one like that, but it's all white, nice and heavy and solid. So I'm not super worried about Tundra getting at it or knocking it over.
Nah. Usually it's the cockatoos and the grays and the macaws that really finagle their way out of cages.
Yeah. But she was saying something about like she takes it out like every day at like 3:00 or something like that. And if she doesn't, like the bird gets super upset and like lets her know. It's like, hey, it's 3:00. You got to let me out.
Her favorite thing to do if I don't get her out fast enough is she's got a rope perch across the front of her cage. She can reach the front door and she rattles it until I open the cage and let her out. She grab it and rattle it. It's so cute. Like, thank you for not screaming. Please, thank you for doing this in a way that still gets my attention but doesn't be not screaming.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's, a lot smaller and stuff. So he just like pretty much jumps right onto the front of the cage and is like, you gonna let me out?
Let me out?
Come on, man. You gonna let me out? I was like, yeah, I'll let you out.
When I was a kid, I had a pet crow. Those birds are extremely smart. Yeah. I've thought about wanting to befriend one. I've thought about befriending
crow. I want to do a crow like right. I want to keep it like in a big aviary.
Just befriend a bunch of wild ones.
Yeah, I've been working on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's really fun. I've even watched YouTube videos on how to like attract them to your yard so you can start befriending them.
Yeah. I've been watching different like befriending crow videos and all that too. Because I love crows and ravens and all that. I'd love to have a pet raven or a magpie. I think they're some of the most intelligent birds out there. They're like the best mimicking birds out there. They can sound exactly like a human being. Just like they're like, hello. Like it sounds just like that. It's like that's freaking crazy. If you guys chat haven't seen these videos of like talking crows and other corvids, like you have to, because it's just incredible.
If it's the video I'm thinking of, that's actually at the World Bird Sanctuary here in St. Louis. That's is his name Misfit or is it
Misfit? Yeah.
Yeah. My best friend works there and she works with him.
Mischief, not Misfit.
Yeah, Mischief. But yeah, he loves socks. So you put a pair of socks in your pocket. He loves to take them out. He loves sponge painting. They sell the sponge painting photos. Yeah, my best friend works with him.
That's so cool. I've always kind of thought about going and like working there too, but
we should go there sometime. Shoot a video. That'd be fun. I know it's not aquatics. Something we're interested in. We could probably go in and play with the emus.
Yeah.
Sprinkles is one of
maybe hitting another saltwater store tomorrow. Like what was the other ones you were mentioning? Was it Corals and More?
That's also out in St. Charles, and then there's a couple down in South County. There's the Corner Reef and Gateway Aquatics. You'll like the Corner Reef. They actually have a whole outside section. I don't know if it's set up yet, but they do have pond plants and koi.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've actually got all my my pond lilies and like my water hyacinth. I actually purchased those at Bayer's Garden Shop and Nursery in South City.
Tomorrow's Easter. You're gonna go out tomorrow? Your family doesn't do stuff for Easter?
Yeah, tomorrow is Easter, isn't it? They're probably not gonna be open.
Marine Solutions is.
Well, maybe I'll go back out to Marine Solutions tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my family's doing lunch, but that's it.
Yeah, we're doing like lunch, dinner, kind of like the same as like not quite as big as Thanksgiving, but yeah, my family gets together.
My family's gonna eat about noon, and I'll hang out there for a while, and then 2, 3 in the afternoon, I'll make up some excuse to leave, and then I'll go leave and do some other stuff. Because they'll probably want to like basically try and keep me hanging out until we end up going to do karaoke later the evening.
Yeah.
And karaoke starts at 7.
Let's see. MC says, my sister had a pet squirrel when we were kids. It would sleep in a sock that hung on its cage. That's so cute.
That's awesome and super adorable. I'm kind of nervous about squirrels because they have like claws that were meant for climbing trees, and they don't know how to like not latch on. So like those videos you see of the squirrels running up and down people's legs, like they're gripping onto those legs like you're a tree. So
yeah. I know. I hear mixed stories. I hear people have them as pets and they love them, and then I have friends that work at like wildlife rehabilitators, and they raise baby squirrels, and they said they hit puberty and they just turn into little monsters. So I've heard mixed stories.
It depends if you more raise it like as a single pet versus if you raise it with a whole bunch of other squirrels. Same as like a cat that was raised in a shelter versus a feral cat that you find out behind the shed.
Yeah.
There's just a whole different mentality, a whole different level of the instincts kicking in,
Yeah. Those claws can get you. I have scars from hers. Yeah. Just reinforcing what you were saying.
Yeah, those claws, man. Same with Janice with white chipmunks. Like she has all those chipmunks up in Canada, and she just has them running across her arm and stuff. And I'm just thinking like,
you can feel that image.
Yeah, right.
How long do y'all let your African cichlids hold their eggs, or do you let them? My phone's blocking the rest of it.
So everybody does their own thing, and I don't think any way is wrong. You can pull them right away, and you can put them in an egg tumbler. You can let her hold them for a little bit, and then put them in an egg tumbler. The way that I always did it when I was breeding my African cichlids is I just took the female out that was holding, put her in her own tank, and let her hold for the whole term or whatever. And then whenever she spit out the fry and they were free swimming, I'd catch her back up, get her fed back up and nice and fat, and then throw her back into the tank with everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's what Biz is doing in his classroom.
Yep. There was one time that I thought the female that was holding was like, I thought she was ready to spit, so I like, oh Tundra, you're so adorable.
So
needy. I tried to, force her mouth open and do the whole shake the babies out into another tank. But when I did that, that's when I realized the babies still had a good amount of egg sac still attached to them, and they couldn't really swim. So they all ended up passing away except one.
Okay, we're totally off subject on this show. I had a pet gopher. Oh, I've had people bring prairie dogs and gophers in and trying to find sweaters for them. Oh, I got frontosis and it's my first time.
So, wait a second. I wonder if I still have a picture. I wasn't able to share it on a YouTube short or anything like that because I feel like my boss would have killed me if I pulled out my phone and did another YouTube video about Pet Supplies Plus because she was such a jerk about that whole thing. But there was one day where a man with a Yes, I do still have it. Where a man with a macaw came in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, apparently I missed that yesterday at the Marine Solutions. One of my new coworkers telling me that like the day before somebody brought in a hyacinth macaw, and I was like, "Did you tell them to come back? I need to see this bird."
I don't remember the name of that macaw, but it was so well behaved and it's so amazing. Like I was asking him and stuff. It's like it doesn't fly away from him or anything. He doesn't have the wings clipped, and it just chills on his shoulder, and he just walks to and from the store and just goes right back to his car and just puts it like I don't know how he drives. Like if it sits in the passenger seat or like I don't know. I didn't ask him that question. I should have asked him that question. Like, do you have a special perch in your car for it to sit on? Like,
I've seen people do that. They get like a little play gym that has like a little T perch on it, and they put it in their passenger seat. So yeah, they have a perch to sit on. My conure that I had before her would actually get car sick if he was in a carrier, so I had to have him on me so that he wouldn't get car sick.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really weird. I even told the vet that, and he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he gets car sick if he's in the carrier. I have to have him out on me so he doesn't get car sick."
Well, luckily with the parakeets in their smaller size cages, like I can just grab the entire cage and put it in the car if I have to take them to the vet.
Yeah. I have like this little, what is it? Not fiberglass. Oh my God. Acrylic. I have a little acrylic carrier. That's also like our emergency. It's big enough that, like if we have to go downstairs in case of a tornado, there's enough room for a food and water dish. So like an emergency situation type thing. But yeah, that's her carrier. She hates it. She immediately puffs up and gets angry as soon as I touch it. She's like, don't put me in the box. You got it. We got to go downstairs.
Have you seen those backpack animal carriers that are like a clear dome?
Yep. I've seen people at work have cats in it. I've seen people put birds in it. Yeah.
I've seen cats in it. I saw somebody that had an entire setup for their bird in there. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like all the different bells and like perches and all that stuff are inside the backpack. It was incredible. I want to get one of those. And I've seen somebody that had a hedgehog in there. I saw somebody that had a lizard in there. I think it was an iguana. It was a smaller iguana, but they were carrying an iguana in their backpack at a reptile show. It was pretty cool. I might have I don't think I have a picture of that. I know I took a picture of it, but I don't think I still have the picture.
Yeah, but today being my last day, I was saying goodbye to all the fish. I was like, bye, sushi. Bye, koi tank. Like, I'm gonna miss my fish at Petco.
Yeah, sushi. I mean, you can still go and visit the Petco as much as you want, you know.
And I told all my coworkers that too because they were all sad. They're like, "Your last day." I'm like, I still have to get dog food. I still have to get bird food. Like, I'm about to start a freshwater shrimp tank. I have to get freshwater stuff. Like,
right.
I was thinking about getting blue shrimp.
Oh no. It was a bearded dragon in the backpack.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, focus. There we go.
Oh my God, so cute. Ooh, excuse me.
I love it when the birds go.
Yeah, she's clicking. She has to be involved in the conversation or else she screams. She's over here occasionally going like, mm-hmm. She's like putting her 2 cents in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he's up in his little cage mumbling stuff every so often too, but
so she does it during her afternoon nap, but did your bird ever like go to sleep like head tucked and everything and just talking to themselves while they're trying like talking to like sleep. It's so funny.
In fact, they'll both be like asleep, napping, and just having like a little chirp conversation thing going on. And
It's so
the funniest thing that Lazuli does is he'll stick his whole face like in his like food dish thing dome, and he'll just have like a whole like echoey conversation in there. It's really funny.
Oh my god. I love watching videos of that, like in the paper towel rolls or in the glasses. They like to just stick their head in and scream. Yeah. She doesn't do that. She hates paper towel rolls. She hates them.
I've never tried a paper towel roll or anything like that. But then again, he doesn't like, get down and like play or anything like that. He just mainly flies around. He'll land on me and like try and eat my face and stuff, and then he'll just go onto the cage and try and mess with Lapis through his cage or her cage.
Yeah.
I think she's actually a she. So I might actually pair them up one of these days. I kind of have an idea of rearranging some of these tanks around because I have this nice bigger cage that I could probably fit both of them in, and I think they would actually get along in the same cage. I don't really think I have to worry about them hurting each other. So
Right. Yeah, parakeets usually you don't have to have that problem with. It's just trying to mix species and wanting to.
yeah, I would never put mixed species in the same cage, but maybe in like a big aviary or something like that would be fine.
Or a playroom. Yeah, have a whole playroom.
I have heard that sometimes with parakeets, like when you have one by himself for a good period of time or whatever, and you try and introduce another one, like you can have difficulties and all that. Same with like, introducing African cichlids together and all that. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Let's see. Or sleep and fall off the perch. I've never had her fall off the perch while she's sleeping. Now she'll be sleeping and something will spook her and she'll kind of flail and freak out. But she's never on her own fallen off her perch. That's a sign of illness. If your bird's falling off their perch, you need to take them to a vet.
Yeah. Yep. Birds are really, really good at hiding their illness.
Yeah.
So if they're doing something strange, like definitely take them to the vet.
And it happens quick. Like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had to rush her to the vet because we woke up one morning and she just was puffed, not talking, not eating her seed. And we're just like, nope, we got to cancel everything, go to the vet right now. Yeah. I was going to buy a new laptop, but that $450 went to the vet instead.
So what did they say ended up happening or whatever?
So ended up being some kind of bacterial infection in her digestive tract. I think my mom was over and she didn't clean out her water dish or something, because she dips her pellet in her water, so it gets really nasty.
Well, there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube specifically about it, but basically you got to get things to start attracting the crows. And then once you have the crows around, you just got to be outside at the same time as the crows and just, have things that the crows want, treats. In fact, what was really interesting was when I was in Iraq, there was their big magpies and other sorts of birds that were always around the like outside like dining area where there was a bunch of like little like fast food places. Like we had a mini KFC, a mini Pizza Hut, and some stuff like that. So, and a mini like Burger King and a mini Cinnabon. There's a couple other little things in this area on this base. And whenever I get French fries, like the magpies would always start to like get closer and closer. And I did eventually like get a magpie to grab a fry right out of my hand. It was really cool. So that's just kind of what you got to do is you just got to lure them in and just, it's going to take some time, but you got to build that trust and you got to make sure you never do anything to break the trust because birds are very, very smart. crows and ravens especially are very, very smart. They can hold grudges. They can remember faces. They can be like, hey, remember Steve who kicked at us that one time? Let's all go poop on his car the next time he drives by. Like, they can actually like cognate and do that sort of thing. So like you can't treat these animals wrong at all.
And whenever you're trying to attract them, I've heard it helps if you make some kind of vocalization.
Yeah.
Like every time you go out, you make the same vocalization, either like a whistle or keywords, so that they know to listen. It's your flock call, essentially. You're calling the flock.
Right, because birds are vocal. When birds are making sounds, that means they're happy. So if you make different little sounds or whatever, they get attracted to that. And so it's like, yeah, with Lazuli, like every time I walk in the front door, I get like
Yeah. She says hello. Hello. Yeah.
I'm trying. I haven't gotten them to say like any like true words yet. But I'm trying to get there. Sometimes he'll sit there and mumble things, and it's like he only does it when I'm actually talking at the same time, so I can't ever actually focus on what he's saying, if he's saying any words or not.
She's tucked her beak behind my ear, and now I can't move. She's like, yeah, there we go.
Well, guys, we just got a couple minutes left, and then it's on to Aquafunk. I want to.
Already?
Yeah, we're already there. So I want to, take a little bit of time to, thank everybody for showing up. We didn't really talk a whole lot about fish in this stream for some reason, more about birds and other like terrestrial plants and things like that. But hey, it's spring in St. Louis, and I'm just like really excited to get all my outdoor stuff going. And I'll probably make some videos about my garden and things like that too, like I did last year, even though my gardening videos never got nearly as many views as any of my fish videos, but that's okay. I'm a more of a fish related channel, but I just share a little bit of everything. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was just about to say we didn't hardly talk about fish. What the heck? But that's okay. A little bit of variety never.
We got Bunny Viper and M&C Aquatics and Degenerate Fish Keeper and Vibes Aquatics and James B. Scotty Aquati and New Local Austin. And I'm not sure if Fishy Biz is still here or not, and I want to, thank Gina for, popping in too and taking Biz's place and helping to just keep the dead air not so dead and help keeping the conversation going. I know I got some mods in chat. Bunny Viper's one of them. If somebody wants to go ahead and post the link for Aquafunk's live stream coming up in like 30 seconds, let's do a hashtag of birds or fish too, like
birds are just land fish, but that's too long for a hashtag.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Hashtag birds aren't real. That's what the hashtag is gonna be going into Fishy Bit Aquafunk. So I hope to see y'all there. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Gina, you got anything you want to say?
No, I'm good. Peace and chicken grease.
All right. Don't forget to check out the new merch. Got the Glassbox Hero mug, Glassbox Hero stickers. I even got it myself, a Glassbox Hero pillow.
A pillow. Oh my God.
Later, everybody. Have a great one. And until next time, get yourself some more fish.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you need besides a miracle?
Fish. Lots of fish.